Okay, so terrible news. We set up this 65-gallon tank on this super nice tank stand that we got. We got that and a bunch of other supplies that came along with it for only $200. And my boyfriend marked it. It had a huge crack in it. You probably can't see it. But we noticed it was leaking whenever we got home. Logan noticed it. And we had to immediately drain the tank. Luckily, we hadn't put any fish in there yet, but we had our fish ready. We had done our cycle, our fishless cycle. It was very disappointing. But luckily, I had an extra 29-gallon just sitting around. We've got a couple extra other things too, just for emergencies, but it was a big bummer. But now I'm going to show you the new tank, and it looks great. So, all right.
Hey guys, and welcome to Ominous Aquatics. In today's video, I'm going to be covering everything that you just saw and the new tank that we just recently set up. What you just saw was what she explained was what happened to our most recent tank edition, a 65-gallon. We bought it secondhand. We got it here, and I got to looking, and it had a massive crack, roughly about 1.5 feet long. It spanned the whole side of the tank. We didn't notice it till we had already had it filled with water, and then it started leaking. Thank goodness it did not bust. However, we were going to put the blood parrot cichlids that you're seeing currently inside of that tank, and eventually this tank that they are in, which being a 29-gallon, is fairly small for the three of them, yes. However, they will be moved into a larger aquarium at some point. The type of filtration we're using is a Top Fin internal 40. You can find it generally at your local PetSmart, Petco, places like that. We did have some established media that we moved right over into it, so the tank is fully cycled. It is set up, it has been set up, it's ready to go for pretty much whatever you want to put into it other than what we already have. The substrate that we're using is actually just a fine and a coarse sand substrate. As for the plants, they are fake. The wood, however, is real wood. The fish, the blood parrot cichlids, just a little information on them. They like to be kept between the temperatures of 75 to 82. Their water parameter pH needs to be between 6.5 to 7.5, and they do get to roughly 8 inches long. Like I said before, this is going to be a grow out tank. This isn't going to be their permanent tank for the rest of their lives. They are generally peaceful fish. They get along well with others. Feeding wise, you do have to be very thoughtful as to what you feed them, for their mouths are a little bit deformed just through selective breeding and so on and so forth, and their mouths are smaller. We're feeding them the Hikari cichlid, the mini pellets, which are roughly 3.0 to 3.4 millimeters in size, just because they are fairly smaller fish, so we wanted to make sure that they'd be able to get it in their mouths and to be able to actually eat it. However, they do very well on anything from dry food to frozen foods, and even on to some small live foods such as baby brine, spirulina, stuff like that. Like I had mentioned, they are generally more peaceful fish, especially towards other fish, as long as it can't fit it within its, as long as it's not bigger than the fish, it is capable of being kept with the fish. However, take that with a grain of salt. Some are, some aren't. But this was an update on our newest tank that we just recently set up. Like I said, it was kind of an emergency situation, and it is a grow out tank for them. We will be, like I said at the beginning, moving them to a larger tank, especially once they get larger, because they do get to roughly about 8 inches long. And 3 of them at 8 inches, that's a lot of fish for such a tiny tank. If you liked the video, please like, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching.